Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder once again with another AITA story for you. This one is, Am I the Astronaut for begging my sister to let us adopt my nephew? That's an uncomfortable title. I just had a miscarriage 3 months ago, and my husband and I tried so hard for that to be our sticky baby. A baby that sticks, term normally used after a miscarriage. Within the past year, we've had 6 miscarriages. We are devastated, but we are not willing to give up on trying for our own. Someday, it will happen. This past month, my sister welcomed her newborn into this world. He is my second nephew and the most precious thing in the world. I adore him so much. During my sister's pregnancy, I was a major part of it, and she is aware of all of our losses, and she knows how badly we want a baby. We want one so bad, it hurts. After our miscarriage, we suggested we name her son after the baby we miscarried. His name would have been Noah. My sister said she found it a little intruding and ultimately declined. We were devastated, but we respected her decision. Once it got closer to her induction date, we suggested giving her a ride there, and I offered to be in the room with her. I begged her to let me cut his umbilical cord and for him to be placed on my chest immediately after birth. But she wouldn't let me. I felt such a connection with him since the moment I heard his heartbeat, and I feel like he is the piece of us that is missing and a child we lost. This past week, my sister has been telling us how hard motherhood is, and we offered to adopt him and treat him as our own. We want him so badly, and we love him to pieces. My sister declined and asked that I give her space and not contact her for a little while she gets her mind straight. We begged her and told her how much this would mean to us. She is currently struggling financially as well. My husband and I plan on calling CPS and an adoption lawyer to see what they think is best for him. And my family has since been calling and telling me I'm an asshole and to leave my sister alone. They also demanded we get help, but all I'm trying to do is get custody of my nephew. Am I the asshole? Yes, you are definitely the asshole. If there has been some kind of change in circumstances that has put this child in danger, that's when you call CPS. You don't call CPS because you think you can give them a better life and you think that this is the soul of the child that you lost. There's no guideline for that. There's no precedent that is like, yes, err in your favor here. No. This is a ASCON 1 offense immediately. And you have to understand, oh my goodness, you have to understand that your sister has handled this better than anyone else in the world would have, because what you are doing is going way over the line. The line was like 8 miles ago, and y'all are so far past it now that you can't even see it anymore. You've convinced yourself that this is okay. This is not okay. Reverse the roles. Put yourself in your sister's shoes. And I know that's going to be impossible for you to do because of what you've been through. And there's no way that you can't carry that through to see things without that filter. That filter is a part of your worldview now. It's an experience. It's a trauma. It's part of who you are now. I get that. But pretend for a second that you are your sister and your sister is hard selling you on trying to let them have your baby. Your baby. Not the baby that you were planning on giving up for adoption. Not a baby that you were planning on not keeping. A child that you brought into this world with every intention on loving and caring and raising. They are just like, we're pretty sure that this is our kid that we lost. He somehow just magically transported over to your body. He's in you now, and we can give him a better life. If you don't give him to us, we're going to, number one, keep badgering you about it. We're going to pretend to help, but we're only going to help so that we can get close enough to you to try to hard sell you on this and to get as many opportunities at bats as possible. And then if you say no, we're going to call CPS and get an attorney and try to convince a court of law that we can provide this kid a better life. And once you have pretended that your sister came at you with all of that, you can probably see that you are not just a little bit of an asshole, you are the maximum severity of asshole. You have entered a territory that is reserved for evil people because of what you're asking is so far over the line. And you are going to be lucky if you ever get to see this child. Because you crossed a line that your sister now has to look at and say, I can't allow this person to be near my child ever for their safety. How are you to be trusted? Even after she said no, you begged and told her how much it would mean to you, not the baby, to you. tipped your hand right now. You may be able to give him a better financial life, but this is about you. This is not about this kid. And you tipped your hand right then when you said it would mean so much to you. Even if it were about the kid, you're off your rocker and you're to ask on one territory. I understand that miscarriage can be a deeply traumatic thing. I understand that. I understand that trying for a baby is a painful journey that can leave you with scars even if you are successful. I understand that. But when you start pushing that upon other people and in a way that makes them extremely uncomfortable and asking them to do things that you shouldn't be asking, it's not okay. It is okay that you have those scars and your worldview has changed now. It is not okay that you abuse relationships and cross borders. Your sister handled this much better than anyone else could have, and I say that because she's like, could you give me a little bit of space while I get my head right? Instead of what I feel like most people would do in this situation, they'd be like, please check your mailbox for the restraining order that's on its way. Also, bye. No contact forever. And that's where this is probably heading, and maybe that's what her sister is doing, but she just asked for space so she could get her head right so that they wouldn't do something drastic. Ask on one, all the way, what the hell? This is not okay. And if someone asked us this question, it would have been an immediate no contact forever. And there would have been a restraining order. We would have tried for one, at least. Zero trust. And you'd always have to be looking over your shoulder for this person. And OP's husband is going along with this too. We don't know from what angle. It could just be like, this is something that his wife has latched onto so hard that he has no choice but to go along with it. He could be drinking the Kool-Aid here too. He could be all over it. The only solution to any of this for you, OP, is therapy. And tell your therapist all of this, and they'll have a pretty good idea of what they have to work with here. But this is not okay. And if you can't see that, you really need therapy. Like maybe you need to turn off contact with pretty much everybody and just dive into straightening this mess out.